Hey y'all, it's the Calm Corner Show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Hey Soul Family, back again. I'm Erica, your favorite extra homegirl. And guys, listen, first let me say welcome back for all of you guys that's been riding with me. And welcome for all of you guys that are new here. So, let's get started. I'm in the middle of doing a lot of things for the channel. So, I'm going to go ahead and do this quick, I guess as we can, on the internet couple that broke up, which would be Kristy and Desmond Scott. I don't know a lot about them, but we're about to try to get into it because I'm interested now that I see it, really buzzing, okay? But first, for you guys that are new here, like I said, welcome. And since you're new, I always start with a little bit of the astrology first, and then we get down to business and get down to the reading. And the purpose of that is because it helps me help you, and it also helps me even more when I'm, doing the reading and getting down to business. So I didn't pull my computer all the way up because I wanted to, I was getting a space together to do the reading, readings that I was recording. So let's see. I was able to pull up Kristy Scott. So let me refresh for anybody who doesn't know them or know about them, because I definitely didn't, and obviously they are a thing, okay? So Kristy and Desmond Scott have both massive social media followings online where they share videos of their day-to-day lives. Kristy has about 16.9 million followers on TikTok and 9.5 million on Instagram, okay? So while Desmond's TikTok, account is followed by 1.5 million people, and his Instagram account has a following of 1.8 million, okay? So they are obviously a husband and wife team that have, they're really popular and great, influencers, like, when it comes to TikTok and Instagram and the internet, okay? So they say they are beloved social media stars is how they are describing them, okay? So I will definitely try to pull up a clip. I don't know how, but it says that this couple is getting divorced, and this is the shocker. And I think a lot of fans, kind of left blindsided or devastated that they have separated. So let's see. Okay, so it says influencer Kristy Scott files for divorce from husband Desmond Scott after 12 years of marriage. Okay, so these two were together for quite some time, okay? It says that Kristy Scott, filed for divorce. This is, shout out to people.com. Okay, shout out to people. All right, so Kristy Scott filed for divorce from husband Desmond Scott on December 30th, and the pair who wed in 2014. So they've been together for quite some time. They share 2 sons together, okay? And they also spoke out about the split on their Instagram stories and posts, writing that, he made choices that I'm not proud of. And that is via Kristy Scott saying that allegedly, okay? So Kristy, 30 years old, filed for divorce from Desmond on the 30th of December. That's interesting on dates, right? According to court, her being 30 and her actually, filing for divorce on the 30th. And this is according to documents that were obtained by people.com, okay? So TMZ is also citing court records as well from them. And it's reporting that Kristy is the one who allegedly, infidelity as the reason for the pair split. So Kristy cited alleged infidelity, okay? And then the influencer couple, they wed in 2014 after 4 years of dating. Is the story that we are told. And of course, like y'all know, that they share the 2 boys together, okay? So, that is what we know of right as of now. We know that everybody kind of, I feel like from what I can see, that the fans may have felt blindsided on some level with them. I was able to pull up a birth chart for her because I was definitely interested in at least, if at best, being able to see what their zodiac signs were, right? So it looks as if Kristy is born on May. Oh, okay, so she 5/17. She got the same birthday as Candy. Okay, 5/17. Taurus sun and Shamia. Okay. All right, Kristy girl, you might be a little spicy. Okay. So her occupation, again, we know social media personality, digital creator, all the things, entrepreneur. Let's see. Okay, so she has a sun, guys, that's in Taurus. Okay, and it's interesting because based on this chart, it's in the 9th house. 9th house is about father and legacy. And these two basically have built a legacy, right? Of social media, you know, because a lot of people sad about them, you know, parting ways, looks like, okay? Her moon is in Capricorn, all right. In the 5th house of partnerships, and I think these two are soulmates. And let me say this, Capricorn is still about karmic energy, karma. Interesting. Now let's go and see, because I think I want to see that I saw that this boy's birthday might be a Capricorn. His birthday was yesterday. What a way to begin the news, okay? Let me say this too. I got a few things to say. So it's really important. I'm going to try to do this before I start dinner, because I'm going to come back later. Y'all should see, hopefully, a lot of me, a lot of posts, you know, between, I would say tomorrow, let's be fair, okay? But I'm going to try to at least post a couple of these celebrity reads, okay? But really mostly by Tuesday, to be honest, at best. But this is huge, and the reason why I say this is because we need to look at their personal year, because this is also very significant in why this is happening. January 10th, we are in a universal year, and him being at one again, these two parting ways. Remember, 2026 is a one universal year, and we just closed out a cycle. 2025 was a 9-year of transformations and endings. So he is true and true right now, even being a Capricorn sun in his season and solar return of change. And I'm talking about major change for this young man. And being in a 1 year, and we're in a, you know, one portal, that's deep. Because one is about new beginnings. So this may have truly been, you know, the end of this relationship to either, you know, end the cycle in 9, or maybe this may be a way for them to end, and maybe they may start anew. You know, maybe parting ways might be best, because sometimes time is the healer, right? This is so interesting. Wow, and I ain't even said that. I don't have a chart for him. But again, his birthday is January the 10th. So let's go back to her, because I'm at least want to get a few clues of her. Okay, so her Mercury is in Gemini. Is amazing. So Mercury being in the Gemini is all about how she has been able to dominate this communication space. You get it? Gemini, the messenger, gossip, and all of the things. And right now, that's exactly what is happening, okay? I was interested to see what the current transits are today, because that would even tickle me more. Venus being in Taurus is why. Wow. Okay, so a Venetian-born wife, and people talk about the beauty of their home and the beauty of, you know, their lavish lifestyle that everybody loves to watch. And Venus is the planetary ruler of Taurus. So that explains why everything is so beautiful and so nice and, you know, just amazing. It's very Venetian energy themed couple out the gate. All right. Interesting. Mars in Leo. Okay, girl. So her Mars, how she takes action, all right, is through creativity. And it's creativity in her Venus lavish life home. Communicating with her spouse, amazing. Mars and Leo is her sexual libido. And let me see. Let's see. She a 12 house Leo. Oh wow. And Capricorn is her first house, and her husband is very aesthetically handsome, and he's a Capricorn sun. So remember, where Aries rules in that first house, this explains her partner and her being Venetian, meaning she's Venetian ruled, favored, and this is a beautiful couple to look at, because Aries is all about identity and how you show up. So everybody loves looking at them and the sight of them. Amazing, amazing. See, that's why I love astrology, because it tells so much before we even get down to business. So let's see where her Saturn is, because at least we can see something, maybe challenges in regards to, and it's amazing. They are creatively doing what they're doing together through this communication in Gemini, meaning how they convey to the internet and to social media. So with her having Saturn, challenges in industry and what they're dealing with right now, what they creatively created together. Now let's see where that's at. What house? Partnerships. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, y'all. I can't take it any further. You telling me this girl's challenges is in her marriage, in Pisces, and they creatively created something amazing together, whatever that is, creating the content that they've done through social media. Pisces, creative energy. So the partner would be creative as well. And they say he's a chef now, but he could have done other things, you know. You have many gifts, right? And her as well, I'm sure. But that's deep. And they're here in a challenge. Let's see what her Venus is. Oh, it's in Taurus. She could be evolving by her being a 9th house Taurus. Her beliefs could be changing. You know, I'm just thinking about themes of life in these certain aspects in these houses, right? Father of her kids. I mean, so 9th house energy and themes. She could be learning new things. You know, but coming into a new cycle of her in this 1 year in a lot of different ways, as far as personal beliefs go, spiritual, you know, maybe the way she views family and friends and business and just all type of things, right? And being a 1 year, they both going through changes on many different levels, right? Especially him being a solar returning. That's interesting. And Saturn return, maybe for both, because this is a young couple and these are the ages around Saturn returning. Saturn return can end some things, you know, because it's for you to grow, it's for you to evolve, to push forward, to elevate, right? You know, you have to be able to persevere through the challenges. We all go through challenges in life. That's just what it is. It's a part of life, right? Because, like, Saturn does bring reward, but you got to put the work in. But, I mean, powerful reward. Sick. You know, think about it. Saturn is structure, pillars, government, president, you know. Solid structures that just don't move, you know. Pillar in the community, energy. So, very, very powerful. Let's see one more thing before we go. So, her Jupiter is in Sag, right? Jupiter in Sag. Let's see what that is. Expansive. 4th house. Wow. And house to home. And this is where the blessings were, in the home. Her blessings are in the home. They film from their home. You can't make this shit up, y'all. I'm telling you. That's why I just had to get quiet for a second. That just blows my mind. And so Chiron is in Virgo. Now, don't tell me Virgo in the workspace in her damn chart. I'm going to run up out of here. See what Virgo at. This is definitely her partner. And listen, y'all gonna get the fuck up out of here. I mean, excuse my French, but oh my gosh, her 1st house is in Virgo. It's Virgo. Wait a minute, let me go back to where Capricorn is. My bad, 1 second. Because this chart different, so let me make sure I'm saying this right. Definitely challenges in the marriage. Let me see what her Mars. It's in the 12th. Yep. I wish I could see his placements. I wish. Let me see something. Yep, that's what about their relationship. And then her moon is in Capricorn. So this is her life partner, guys. I wasn't wrong on that. But what's blowing my mind is her Chiron, the womb, is in the 1st house. And this is the identity of them. That's the womb in her damn chart. And that's what everybody just blindsided about. Like, wow, you know, we identifying them as the couple, the married couple together, you know, and then they're not, right? That's deep. All right, well, her moon is in Capricorn, and her husband is a Capricorn sun. This is a soulmate relationship, but definitely challenges through how they create 7th house. I wish that I could see his, because when I say that this shit is the flat truth, one thing I love is, I'm going to say this, planets are fascinating, especially when the deeper you get, the even deeper and more fascinating it becomes. And I know that sounds crazy, but hey, I am your favorite extra homegirl, right? So let's get into a reading and see what we can, what's possibly going on. And I'm definitely going to pull a few clips and add them in there for you guys. So let's get into this thing and see what's going on with the skies, right? For what we can maybe discover and find out, all right? All right, let's get into it, so family. Okay, so family, so this one was actually interesting. Like I said, I didn't know much about them, you know, but I can tell you they definitely have a huge following, fan base, you know, supporters, all of the things. So pretty interesting energy between them, like I was saying, because I didn't expect for the reading to go that long, but it's pretty cool. So I definitely want y'all to sound off in the comments. Tell me what y'all think, you know, especially if y'all know things, you know, I would love to know more because, like I said, I didn't really, that was my first time hearing about them once that, you know, their situation or story broke. So this was a quick mashup, like I said, so let's get into it after the clips, all right?
A public statement after his ex-wife Kristy filed for divorce following his infidelity. In the statement, Scott accepts responsibility for his actions and addresses the impact on those around him. He begins by offering a direct apology to Kristy, their family, and anyone affected by the public attention surrounding the situation. He acknowledges the disappointment and pain caused by his behavior and admits his choices led to the breakdown of the marriage. Desmond Scott has released a public statement.
Desmond Scott is speaking out in response to the news that broke yesterday that his wife, Kristy, was filing for divorce for alleged infidelity. He took to his Instagram story to share a couple words. Let me go ahead and read you what he wrote. He says, "I want to begin by apologizing to Kristy, our family, and everyone who has been impacted by the public attention surrounding this situation. No, this news has been disappointing for many, and I'm truly sorry for the hurt it has caused Kristy as the mother of my children. And that will always come first. I remain fully committed to being an active, present, and loving parent to our boys, as I have always been. Kristy and I faced challenges and made sincere efforts to work through them. Towards the end of 2025, I wanted to separate, and I had conversations with Chris regarding this. During this period, I made choices that I'm not proud of, took responsibility for those actions. I shared this with her directly and personally, and ultimately, we decided to divorce. I ask for privacy and compassion as we navigate this difficult chapter of our lives." So Desmond Scott is speaking out in response.
Shit's getting weird. Part infinity. Here's my theory. Because it's weird. Okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, these two are getting a divorce, apparently. And my theory is this. Because apparently he cheated. That was the whole thing. I was kind of holding out. I was like, well, I mean, just because it says infidelity doesn't mean physical. It could be emotional. And then he came out with a statement. It was like, yeah, I fucked somebody else. But here's my theory. My theory is, because I just found out they were Jehovah's Witnesses. I didn't know that. I had no idea they were Jehovah's Witnesses. And he wasn't a Jehovah's Witness before he met her. So my theory is maybe he got a little tired of Jehovah's Witnessisms and he wanted out. But from what I'm understanding, you can't just bounce from Jehovah's Witnessisms like that. So he fucked his way out. I don't know. Because it's weird. They were just recording content. So anyways, let me go attend to my wife before I get a divorce. She called me downstairs like 10 minutes ago and I'm still up here making videos. You see me on the news tomorrow. Shit's getting weird. Guy gets a divorce and a chocolate to the dome piece.
Hey, Tony Gasson here popping in. Now we got some very unfortunate news that came in, and thank y'all for sending it to me. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, because this couple, just for all intents and purposes, I at least thought they would stay together for the business, for the sake of the business. But I guess some things are greater than the business. But this is another lesson for us, so we diving on into the love lessons.
And let me say this a little louder for the people in the back. Everything that glitters is not gold. Please let Kristy, Scott, and Desmond be a reminder that
I'm sorry, can you say that again, please?
I'm trying to say it. You see that? That's your sign, people. I'm telling you, the people who we see online, laughing, smiling, dancing, flipping, living their best life, because we got to keep it real. They have built a beautiful life for themselves and made millions of dollars. But the thing is, what we see online and what happens behind closed doors offline is two different pictures. So nobody should ever be couples goals, ever. What I want to know is, was it a woman or was it a man?
I'm sorry, but I can't help you with that right now.
And let me.
All right, soul family. So these are the cards for Desmond and Kristy and Desmond Scott. That's their names. These are the cards for them. Let me go ahead and clear the energy. Hope y'all doing good. All right. So I did something different too this time. I pulled out a deck, and I guess because we need to try to get some answers, right? You know, maybe more so, a little bit more, since we don't know that much about them. So it's what lies beneath was one of the. I got so many decks, y'all. I was like, let me just see, you know. So what we know so far is that, again, like we said, that they definitely a social, you know, social influencer, you know, famous couple, husband wife team, and the wife basically just recently filed for divorce. Okay, so let's get into it. I guess the thing is, we can start with her energy first and then his, you know, or however it goes. Let's just get it going. So let's do it, soul family. All right, so okay, so now what we'll do is, I didn't even start it off. I said we'll start with hers first, okay? So and this is the ones we need, so we can kind of sit those right there for now and let them stay charged up, right? Hope y'all doing good this Sunday. Today. Okay, so the current energy around her and her current marriage, okay? So let's see what is up with Miss Kristy Scott first and what we can see. I'm gonna clear the deck first, okay, guys? I just kind of got right into this, okay? I've been working on other stuff. And even though I have definitely showered and all the things, I can't change my outfit because of the way that I've been recording some things. Some of the things you will see, it's all good. It's all good. I try to, for the most part, keep it as consistent as I can, you know? So, it's Kristy Scott. Kristy. Okay. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh. Okay. Interesting how that feel, right? All right. Let's see those right there. And let's ask for any extra messages, right? And they're interesting. And I ain't even asked for no extra messages, and there go the Tower moment right there, right? In reverse, because it's already happened. Wow. Interesting as the focal point. And Temperance. Everything been off balance. Everything. Even this relationship. They've been trying to find the balance, even the time when to say, hey, we not together no more. We separated, right? So let's unpack. Ooh, ain't that something? And y'all watch these cards now. So let's see. Hmm. Oh. Let's line these up. Interesting. So, y'all know it'd be taking me a second to kind of unpack. Okay, so it's a lot. First, it's interesting because this is the focal point of this whole reading. You know, crazy how the cards just come out in a line. It's the Two of Cups. And remember, I said, so family, I said a lot of times, you know, the nature of the reading and, you know, when you see cups on the table opposing, often seeing the other relationship cards. You get what I'm saying? But cups always are about emotions, right? You know, a lot of people keep saying they've been together for a long time. Yep. It's a lot of things on here that, you know, indicate a long-term relationship. But this relationship, just the fact that it came in Two of Cups, this is a significant relationship for a significant amount of time, okay? These are two people who have been it's a true partnership, you know, regardless of where they are now. This was a divine, you know, communion. So we can say like how people do stories and they be like two people who really loved each other. You know, we can clearly see that, right? But and you know what's funny too, when you see that, it's like giving the energy of mutual, you know, mutual energy for them, like mutually attractive, mutually, you get what I'm saying? Mutually connected in a lot of ways. But here's the Page of Cups in reverse, and this is the news of us hearing about this married couple, because this is it. And when it, you know, came out, it was shocking, you know, to their tribe, to their fans, to their, you know, their group of people. And it brought a lot of disappointment too. Something about the partner also heard bad news or in regards to this union, right? You got Three of Wands right here and it's in reverse. And it's so three-party situation. So clearly right here, somebody allegedly stepped outside the marriage, because the messages are here, right here in the very beginning. Before we even get started, it's like we cut to the chase. We two, I heard about it, I found out about it, I discovered it, boom. So we now, we back at 3, because here's the problem. right? Somebody was sloppy, you know, not thinking about what this would do to us. You know, that's the energy of that message too, right? With that 3 of Wands in reverse. Your actions. Remember, wands are about action. So your actions, you know, takes a toll on us, right? Your immaturity, you know, or for it could be different. It could be immaturity, or maybe I'm just, you know, giving energy of maybe some insecurity somewhere, you know, or maybe in the energy of just, hey, is it time for me to just do something new? You know, a lot of things, but it caused the breakdown. And the disappointment is here in somebody's actions, right? Clearly infidelity on some level, because it's interesting. Page of Wands. Remember, actions. You know, motion. 2 pages in reverse. Cup, news of this married couple in an infidelity, because you can use the 1 wand as a, you know, let your imagination take it where you want to take it, but it's right here in the messages, right? So it also can, and it doesn't necessarily indicate, but because we don't know, but it's very possible that the male could be the one who, you know, maybe brought infidelity to the situation. They did say the wife filed the for divorce, right? So she's the one who filed. Well, based on the way the cards are aligned, very much so. And again, somebody who was reckless, you know, he got caught, because the Page of Cups is here, and that's the news, you know, in regards to the marriage here, right? You have 6 of Coins. So you got caught giving gifts or taking care of somebody else. You know what, too, y'all? That's crazy. What just came to my This is a situation of her maybe finding out news that you're taking care of a whole nother relationship. Because 2 of Cups is a relationship. A commitment. She could have found out financially, figured out Tar's son with the money. Hey, where's this money going? Or wherever. And y'all been making so much money. Everything's been divine in a sense. But you found out something about finances. And maybe the red flag started to come up. Hey, maybe you over here spending money on another family, another situation. Something about money, I'm telling you. Or another person, rather. But something about money. The 9 of Swords is here. The confusion, right? The stress. The depression. You know. And it's even more energy, too, of the stress and confusion you brought from your actions, right? It's the actions that has, you know, caused the breakdown, of course. But also stress on the finances because of your actions, the bad news you brought to us. The focal point is us. That's how they are seen. That's how they have gained their, you know, notoriety. And this is the reason, them together, right? But this is the breakdown. somebody been in the energy of stress and like suffering, you know. And maybe not even suffering, maybe just more of really going through the motions mentally on what's next in life. Temperance, right? Not feeling balanced, not feeling, you know, like I'm being my true self. You know, expansion, 3 of Wands also represents, you know, delays. So holding me back from, you know, goals. Looks, I can't make it up. I don't know how I got goals out of 6 of Pentacles, but I guess 6 of Pentacles is representing them, you know, more ideas and holding them back that would bring even more, you know, finance to the situation. But somebody feel like they being held back in a sense, right? To grow and create more ways to, you know, new ways too, but more ways to create more income. Successful income too. And it's interesting when we say somebody feels held back because the 7 of Pentacles is working reverse, right? And it's funny that that card is there as the extra message because this couple has been together, I think they say 12 years. I can't remember, 14 years. And at the end of the day, you know, all of this, and then this is where it's at. We part ways, right? So we did all of this. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Look at that. That's how that man looking. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? It's all about work. Look. This is work. This is the long game. This was where they were aiming for. They've been doing this for years, right? They made a lot of money, guys. They made a lot of money. It's in the messages. Infidelity caused this breakdown. Somebody got sloppy. That's the message of that too. Got caught for sure. You got Wands and Cups and, you know, caught cheating. Allegedly. This is about perfectionism too, and that's how they appeared, guys. Perfect, right? That's why I came up in the upright. Not so much as that they're not experiencing a divorce, but this is the energy of what was the perception of these two. Perfect. Perfectionism, right? Perfect married couple. There was a breakdown between these two at some point on maybe even creative decisions on, you know, how they continue to move forward. You know, what's the, you know, how do we continue to grow, you know, but somebody was feeling like you know, they not able to do what they want to do, what they truly want to do. Because to me, you know, Page of Cups is also about creativity, right? Not being able to creative, and these are creatives. They have gained their notoriety through creating this perception that they have, right? It's in the messages. So that is the energy that maybe took a turn, because it goes back to self. And so it's interesting because we're in this 1 year, universal 1 year of self. And this is the year of new. This is the beginning of your next 9 years. But also break down in finances, okay? Somebody could have been doing something underhanded, right? With the finances. It's in the messages because the pentacles are lining up right here. And sloppy with it too, doing too much. Also has cut off or is going to cut off situations in how they generate their money. Back at the 2, right? Because the star is here. They'll continue to they're going to be able to move forward, right? At some point, healing does happen, but right now, it ain't in the messages. Taurus energy is about loyalty, right? And this is a strong energy of the messages of these cards. Loyalty. Because you got her last focal point cards is interesting. You have, you know, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse and the 10 of Swords. This is like, that's so crazy, y'all. When you see that, I can't make this message up, right? But this is like, let me say how I can say it. You betrayed me fucking around with a hoe, a nothing, a lowlife. You betrayed me. It could be a situation where who the person is to her. You know, but this is about betrayal. And it goes back to finances because that betrayal in those pentacles, right? Wow. This is a situation about finances. This is a situation about feeling betrayed. Remember, it's funny, before I even said this, it's about loyalty with that wife, right? They've been together a long time because it's right here with this 2 of Cups coming in and the messages, right? And they done been through a lot too, right? But this is the energy of, you know, you betrayed me, nigga. You betrayed me. Something about this money. Maybe he wasn't make as much as she can. Or, you know, maybe it's a situation where her ideas, you know, bring in, you know, more fruits of the labor. You know, maybe his, you know, presence there makes them stronger. I mean, you know, together, you know, it's power in 2 anyway. It's power in 2. 2 came in, right? first card. Something about these finances, though. I don't know if he was spending them on, you know, somebody else to what capacity. But at some point, it caused a breakdown. It was an imbalance in this situation. Period. News came out. Just like we hear on social media, what happened is more to it. But it's more along the lines of that. And I'm telling you, it goes to a coin. It goes to a coin. But the betrayal is here, and it's by, you know, like, I dare you type of shit when you looking at the person. The person could be a friend that used to be, you know, that type of energy, you know? But it's betrayal. That's deep. So, let's ask his current energy, you know? Since we, you know, around their marriage. Let's see what comes out. That's deep. Gotta do too much, but let's see. I'm gonna do a 6 on him, card pull on him, because I want to do those and ask what's to come, you know, with that bit. Okay? So I don't gotta do that. It's their energy. Let's see what his current energy is, right? Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, and they fell straight up down. That's crazy. So I ain't got to switch them, but they just fell face forward, right? Wow. All right, so this way, guys. So this would be here. Damn. It's like they got the same cards again. Oh. Okay, let's just do this. Oh, wow. So, see that pinnacle, that offering? Somebody got caught. Damn, everything falling. Okay. Oh, wow. It's kind of like what I was saying. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Look. The sun ain't shining over there, right? Hey, but one thing about the sun, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, as I am a sun, Leo sun, baby. Just like the sun. The thing about that, seriously, guys, is the sun shines light on things. Good, bad, or indifferent. And right now, we can honestly say with the focal point, the sun has shined, light on this marriage. It came out today or yesterday. I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. I'm seeing it circulate, and everybody's in shock, and that's the energy, right? Look, I can't make this up, y'all. I cannot make it up. I cannot make the messages up. And a lot of these cards are similar, right? Let me tell you something, baby. These two are going at it. Do you hear me? They going at it. I'm going to show you. So I'm just unpacking, y'all. Listen. This is crazy. It's all about legacy and wealth. Didn't I said to me, when I pull her cards, I said this Two of Cups don't mean that for some. But remember when I started the reading, I said, but to me, this is giving, they've been together for a long time, right? Here it is. First card in his messages. Same thing. Same thing. 10 of Pentacles. This family and this couple, that's why it led with the 2, right? Has built a legacy. Wealth, a lot of wealth off of their marriage and their family, right? It's in the messages. The news came out. Here you go again. The Wands. News. This is about inspiration. These cards inspired people. People love this family. Look at it. They basically got the same cards, just different. But here's Judgment, right? Ain't it interesting that he got Judgment, not her? This is the news about what? Judgment on him. His wife filed for divorce. And everybody like, dang, not them. He didn't feel, I'm telling you, y'all, judgment runs deep, right? Judgment isn't just about, the people seeing a breakdown in their marriage. This is a clearly true 1 year for this man himself, because even in the messages, judgment is about awakening. Again, I said the energy in their cards give, especially aligning with the theme of what this year, number vibration is. It's all about my true inner calling. This is a new phase of life for him right now. Something about him, freedom in an essence. Y'all, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say something. It's not in reverse. But this Knight of Cups is. In the way it's positioned. Judgment, right? Ooh. I'm going to say something. And listen, I could be going left with this. So this is all, and again, this is all alleged. And in my opinion, and I could be completely wrong. Either way, it's infidelity, allegedly. And, we don't have a reason or idea of what happened. We just know that the wife filed. Mind me if I'm pausing, but I'm pausing because it's like I'm seeing things, right? I'm seeing things. I'm telling you. And what I mean by that is, this is also an energy of discovery, right? Page of Wands is about discovery. News discovered. Hers was crazy that I can't make the messages up or the cards, right? Then I say they got a lot of the same cards. Now, her page and her, both of her, they both got the same page. Page of Cups, Page of Wands. Remember when I said something about this is about actions, which we know everything, actions have to happen for things to break down, right? But I was like, actions of possible infidelity with this Page of Wands in reverse, right? Well, the Page of Wands is in the upright here as well as the Page of Cups. Not so much as him being upstanding because judgment is here, right? But this is about discovery. And curiosity is the Page of Cups. Wands is discovery. I'm going to say what I'm saying. Go with me, y'all. Page of Cups is about curiosity. Possibilities. And it is very possible that she could have discovered that her husband was curious and other types of relationships. And that's all alleged. And the only reason why I'm saying that, guys, because the Knight of Cups is here and it's in reverse. Right beside this Page of Cups that is to the world. Remember, 10 of Cups coming in. Still, we asking about this married couple. Her first card was the marriage in the upright. The 2 of Cups in the upright, because it's all about what people see, right? It's all about what people see. People look at this upstanding, long-time union. Now, the news y'all heard, remember hers was reverse, was that they had, filed for divorce and parted ways. But when you look at his messages, remember, I said he may be the one who have caused the breakdown. The Page of Wands is here again in the upright. So that kind of says, yeah, and she's the one who filed for divorce, right? But it's what she discovered about his curiosity, possibly, allegedly, and all, in my opinion, okay? But if not so, this is the energy of, with that Knight of Cups by that page, again, getting caught, getting messy with it, gaslighting, playing mind games. I just can't get into, one thing about the cards, they have a sense of humor and a way to talk. And I'm telling you, it's something about curiosity. And I'm going to say this because the Aquarius, the Star card is here again. It was there for her because she's going to continue to push forward, right? Him, again, a breakdown in his creativity, in a sense. I'm telling you, this is, again, that judgment is significant, right? So the Sun is even more significant because the cards show the energy of this man not feeling like he's not all who he needs to be. In other words, her sun shines, his isn't, right? Him not being who the star. It's interesting, right? Him not being the star, or in other words, his light not being able to shine to the ability that he feels like in his mind or conception of his view through his lens, right? He's not being able to get this energy. She is, but he feels like he isn't. It's something in the energy. It's something in the energy, right? Judgment. Archangel Gabriel is shining light, judgment on the people on the clouds. Again, I always say that in the traditional tarot. So him shining down light, judgment, light. This girl found out news, discovery of news. Aquarius energy can also, be the energy that can indicate other, alternatives. Alternative relationships, whatever that looks like. At some point, he felt emotionally detached from her, It's been hidden for a while. It's interesting, the Two of Swords, but it's out now. Right? And this has brought about the confusion. Temperance was their first card in her messages. So, the indecision, which direction we gonna go, how we gonna do this, how we gonna go forward, considering that you the one who, look, his son is in reverse. You caused this on, the family, per se, right? Because it's in the messages. But this is like a rite of passage for him. Judgment is here. And based on his cards, he needs a certain level of freedom. He's not who he truly, through his lens, he's not truly who he either needs to be, wants to be, something in those lines, right? Or not accomplish goals, or, go with it where you may, but I know you understand, which way I'm trying to describe his energy, right? But again, like I said, the Fool card is here. He was reckless. Knight of Cups in reverse. Fool in reverse. And I'm going to tell you something. The Fool in reverse also can be a heavy indicator of alternative relationship. And again, all this is alleged and in my opinion. Got caught, got sloppy with it, reckless in the decisions on how you handle things that had to do with this wealth, with that money. It still goes back to that money. It's the focal point when it starts, right? The family. This is so interesting to have 3 cards like that with that Page of Cups. It's something with the infidelity. It could be alternative or not, but it's in the energy regardless, right? Wow. They going at it. Look at that. Ain't that crazy? High speed. Look. The King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. They going at it. And they gonna go at it about what they built. Remember, that was in her messages. 7 of Pentacles was in reverse. Money. Back to money. I'm telling you, money. Oh, whoa. This is going to expand this situation with them. Her back turn. They're going to try to deal with each other with clear boundaries, right? They've learned some truths about each other. And maybe even, let me say this, the breakdown of them, and when whoever, you know, whenever point they experience a breakdown in his marriage, and then they both maybe at some point made a decision, you know, when they discovered whatever they discovered, that was, you know, what caused the breakdown of them, right? Well, clearly everything comes with challenge and foolishness, and you know, clearly they've had their moments where, like we said, we probably didn't see the real way that they got into it, you know, because based on their cards, they could have fucked some things up amongst the two of them, right? But at the end of the day, they have a long-standing time frame with one another, right? So regardless of how low things can go, they come back to that one, right? So it's like, all right, they found out a lot of truths amongst each other. Like, you know, this breakdown has caused truth to show up. She's more dependent and he's not. It's in the messages. I got a lot of questions because the way they cards have been positioned, you know, it's the interesting. I wonder what the true breakdown, you know, of the I'm interested to see, because it will come out. You know, let's ask what's to come of this union. But he got some situations with him. You know, a lot of this energy, you know, is about who he wants to become, who he is, maybe who his true identity is. I don't know, but to me, those are the messages in the cards, right, Soul Family? Sorry about that. I dropped the messages. Let's pull from this deck and see what's to come, and let's get some messy cards, okay? But it's been pretty interesting. I don't know much about them, but you know, we always like to see what possible messages come through, right? So let's ask. Let's ask, right? Okay, let's see. We want to know what's to come, so let's get it right, huh? Let's see. I'm gonna clear the deck. Let's see. Let's see. Messages, no vision. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, wow. 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 Dang, I saw that. Interesting, it came out sideways, right? Ooh. Okay, now. So, let's see. Let's unpack. Now, that Knight of Wands been a little staple up through their little messages, huh? That page in the night, right? Oh, wow. Some of the same messages. Let's see. I'm going to say something, y'all. Now, this will be interesting. You know, like I said, this just the reading, but this just the messages, okay? So, it's clearly a tough time for them right now, right? Because we asking what's ahead. What's to come about this for them, right? So, the Nine of Wands is here. We know that this relationship is the wife filed for divorce. The bottom line. But I'm going to say something, guys. And it's interesting because this Nine of Wands, we know Nine of Wands is about, going the distance. It's about determination, the struggle, but you persevering through this shit, right? So, this is a test of faith for them. Whatever has went on. And like we said, she filed for divorce, right? It's so funny when you see this Queen of Wands because the message says stylish trendsetter. And I think that this is the energy of her, because that's what everybody loves, right? The fans, their following, their group, their people, their tribe, But she's going to keep going. That's the thing about her. Remember, her card showed that. And even in his messages, it showed that. She is the visionary. So, a lot of this could have, even been brought upon through her creative, mindset. Of course, he contributed. He's a part of it, this empire. But I know y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Beauty, success, the Nine of Coins, and the upright, right? Continuing to create. They're going to continue to go forward and generate income. Both of them. The Emperor's here. This is a soulmate relationship. Divine masculine. The way these cards position y'all, I'm just going to tell y'all what it is. And I always keep it a buck with you, right? It's a test of faith for them right now. It is. She filed for divorce. It looks like it's over for them. Remember, 9 is that we just came out of is about closing cycles, right? Closing out an old cycle because we aren't who we were yesterday. None of us are. So, This Nine of Wands is a test of faith to the new cycle, right? She's going to continue to forge forward. He's going to continue to forge forward. You know, Nine of Coins in the upright is all about rewards of your labor. It's about abundance, right? It's also about freedom. So, right now, in this year ahead, both of them will be forging forward, and maybe they need freedom from one another. They've been together for quite some time, right? So as they go on their journey, Nine of Coins, they still gonna be looking good. They still gonna be feeling good. Even with a breakdown in their money sector, they still gonna make some money because it's in the messages, right? And listen, they got time in message. Eclipse. The eclipse is ahead. This eclipse ahead, coming up in Aquarius, is about, even Aquarius on a level is a rebellion, baby. Because you're going to rebel. You're going against the grain. And right now, freedom is needed in these two's lives. You know, they've been together for a minute, like I said, but that eclipse is about, you know, it's still endings and releasing things. But in the next 3 months, because this is the lunar eclipse message they got time and card, these are going through a deep emotional cleanse. Is that not what they're right now starting the journey of? And again, one or two of them could be in a Saturn return. We didn't look into that. In 3 months and up, these two will need this time to get to a new emotional cycle. They be going through a deep emotional cleanse, right? Things could be, after they go through this 90-day deep emotional cleanse, you know, apart from one another in the physical space, in the home, right? Having freedom. And it gets you to a new emotional cycle where you can see things more clear. The losses already happened, the breakdown, because this is the Five of Cups and it's in reverse. That's the kicker. It's all about the position. And this Five of Cups is about overcoming despair. Again, a test of faith. This is about forgiveness. But it's also about accepting change and being ready to move on. It's about healing. The Star card was in reverse each time because neither one of them haven't had the opportunity to be apart from one another, freedom, and experience a deep emotional cleanse. So when that happens, you know, 90 days and up from now, this couple can get to a place of forgiveness. They can get into a new emotional cycle, right? Healing can take place. Because they both gonna still keep pushing forward. It's in the messages. And the Ten of Wands. It's so funny, it fell sideways. And then maybe everything that was always the issue and what we couldn't agree upon and not agree upon and what caused the struggle, the infidelity, the this, the that, the mess up in the money, the deception, the lies, the cheating, whatever you want to think about when you think about that Ten of Wands, it's sideways because if we can go through this energy and get to healing, it can release the heavy load or it lays down the burdens, right? That's why that King of Swords and that Queen of Swords was right there, because at this point they'll be able to communicate better. Right now they might not be communicating that well at all, if at any at all at best. We don't know. But it gets better in time, right? These two can reconnect. I'm telling you. They can. maybe the pause can, you know, create the build-up again. That Ten of Wands is kind of a build-up card too, if you want to look at it like that, right? And the King of Wands is here in reverse, and let me just say this: King of Wands in reverse is about being unpredictable. So this can be a test of faith for this family, but if not, you know, moving on and healing forward, they're gonna continue to do what they do. They're gonna continue to work hard. They're gonna continue to push forward. You get what I'm saying? And put in money to continue to generate income. He may have a downset time, you know, from going through the breakdown. But he still will, at some point, minor to, you know, he'll push through and figure out, you know, a way to continue to bring in success, right? Communication, the Page of Swords. And look, they end with the Six of Cups. That's my soulmate. We could hear that these two get back. Maybe they need to part ways, or maybe this breakdown needed to happen. That 9 breakdown needed to happen so they could start back over, fresh starts. This year is about fresh starts. Maybe this couple just needs a fresh start. Or maybe somebody could have got caught dealing with somebody from their past, or somebody that they know, one or the other, and vice versa. I mean, it could be a lot when we say from the past, but that could also be the energy of these messages as well, you know? And it can also mean that somebody can move in, you know, they can heal on. They'll get to a place where they're able to communicate a lot better. And as they part ways, you know, they can make, of course, everybody will have their ups and downs because they got children together, right? But maybe you'll hear about this person may have moved on with somebody that they already knew from their past as well. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of energy in these cards of these two truly, honestly parting ways, and then possibly can reconnect. And it can happen just out the gate, suddenly. You know, unpredictable. Ain't that crazy? That is the 4-point card. Unpredictable. So this chapter may not be. This may not be the ending. It could be a fresh start. We don't know. A lot of questions. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Like I said, I don't know them. So definitely, please sound off in the comments, guys, and give me your thoughts. Or any, you know, messages that you have or know about them, you know. But let's pull some messy cards and let's see what's going on. You know, what messages may come out for them as we close out and get up out of here. But that's interesting between them. I'm going to say something too. You know, they experienced this breakup, but it's a lot of love between those two as well. I just wanted to add that before we get into the messages, right? The messy ones. So they got a lot of energy. And it's intense too, in a sense, because it's so serious. It's like a intense, serious messages in their cards, right? So, we shall see. And let's see, let's do it. start with the cups first. Y'all know me. No particular order of messages, but I always start with my cups, so. Let's see. Okay. Saw that one pop. Okay. That's here. Ooh, okay. So we got messages for them, right? Now let's see. Let's get to what lies beneath. I want to see. Let's see what can come up with that. Let's see. You better not be trying to eat my card, because we're going to get into it. Okay, baby? My doodle, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, Echo. Enough is enough. And didn't I say that with her, it was about loyalty tars? And ain't that funny that my puppy, my loyalty, because you know dogs are extremely loyal. I love you, Pookie Pookie baby. All right. You have to run. I made a mistake. I got you. Okay. I'm not so sure, but I'm gonna leave it. Let me just ask for any extra. I'm not real sure about them last two, but you know what I'm saying? Let's ask, okay? Extra messages. Extra messages for and Christmas. There we go. And that might be more realistic than the other two. And I'll tell you the ones that I questioned out when I saw them top and bottom, because they didn't necessarily deal out, but I remember which ones they were. So let's pull a couple of these. Okay. And when I'm calling their names to, you know, do the cards, it's interesting. These two are so intertwined that I almost, as I'm speaking on them, not confusing them, but it's like their names together. It's interesting. I can't explain it, but I know y'all know what I mean. They like, it's like a real soul. It's a real marriage. They've been together for a long time, y'all. You know? So, let's go. Wow. Damn, okay. Any extras? Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. There we go. We'll just take it, okay? All righty. Let's do last pile, and we gonna get up out of here, soul family. They got quite a few messages. I guess because maybe these just more because of us not knowing so much about them. So maybe more messages just need to, you know, spirit feeling like more needs to be said. So let's see. What we got? Okay, so now, last one. All right. That's it. So let's get into it. You know, I'm gonna start with my cup of tea first. No particular order, but you know, let's do it. Graduation day, leveling up, lessons learned, acquired wisdom. Like I said, this was a 9-year, over 10-year, I'm sorry, message. I'm just meaning the cycle closed out and lessons have been learned and are being learned right now with these two, you know, like you said, the wife filed for divorce. Okay, so I'm sure it's a lot been learned between the two of these and even more ahead between them, right? Throwing hands, disagreement, hostility and animosity, conflict and fighting. Remember I said they definitely going through it right now. They had quite a few cards of, you know, struggle, right? All the feels, deep love, soul connection, feeling at home. You know, I don't know, you know, if it's, I don't know, she didn't confirm. So remember, everything is all alleged in our opinion. But if there was any, infidelity, it could be that type of connection. But I'm telling you, these two have a deep connection, okay? Tiptoeing, acting shady, sneaking around, avoiding getting caught. I said the energy around it, you know, is what we, you know, kind of saw in the card, so to speak. Buttering up, using charm, persuasion for personal gain, finesse. You know, that's the energy that maybe they were even having that energy to you guys, to the fans, you know, as best as they could until a breakdown. They had to just come and say, hey, this is what it is. Or the energy around each other, you know, the situation. Not today. Left on red, not in the mood, avoidance. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, her back was turned. Her back was turned a lot in these cards, okay? Mrs. Scott, I'm speaking on, y'all. Sneaky link. Messages are here. Can't make the messages up. Hidden lover, low-key situationship, side piece. And I don't know if I never even seen this in these cards. I definitely saw that message in the other decks, okay? Inner light, soul searching, finding true self, living consciously. Ooh, I'm telling you, it's something about that. It's something about that. I promise. I can't make these messages up. Lipstick evidence, infidelity, caught cheating, betrayal. Okay, lots of messages of some infidelity. Y'all see that, guys? Thirsty, seeking attention, needing validation, desperate and pushy. I'm telling you, sloppy. Somebody came to, you know, cause their situation. I'm telling you. And then again, this one of them might need validation between each other. I'm telling you. Long road, delays, trials and tribulations, taking the long way. You know, like I said, these two been through a lot, trials and tribulations, right? But it's interesting that they got a long road because they've been together for a long time. And let me tell you something, the way those cards kind of ended, that this may be messages of them going through trials and tribulations and having to take the long way. And yes, you're going to go through the delays and all the ups and downs, but this couple could be possibly built for the long road. Allegedly, and in my opinion, just thoughts, coming up as we go. Because I have never even seen that come out, I don't think. Turn, party animals, sex, drugs, and alcohol, indulging in surface pleasures. Allegedly, somebody can, have a nice time or two. Vibe, sensing something, unexplainable feeling, listening to intuition. Vibes have been had between them. I told you. I said it. They're very connected. And she had vibes and he had vibes. Bossing up, self-empowerment, and independently living, leading the pack. Freedom is here. And didn't I say both of them going to continue to push forward and boss up and get the money, even if it is a little downtime, right? It's in the messages. Make-believe, fantasy, feeding into illusions, disappointment. Maybe that's how the fans feel. Like, this was make-believe. Ain't that funny? The cards got a real sense of humor. But it is definitely disappointment in the fans when it came to them. Ain't that something? Imposter, fraud, stolen identity, faking it. So they may have been faking it for a while, trying to make it seem like it was going good and it wasn't, right? So family. Or, I don't know. Messages are messages. It's just, listen to what comes up. Light bulb moments, sudden realization, feeling inspired, insightful awareness. Didn't I speak on that? I can't make these messages up. The card showed that discovery, light bulb moment, curiosity, light bulb moment. So family, I don't know. It could mean a lot of things. Everything alleged in our opinion. Tired of the drama. That could be the energy. Been going through it and tired of the drama. A situation is about to explode. Things are about to pop off in flames. Didn't I say that that's the situation with them? Popped off. Right now, it's popping off right now. But things look like they will subside between these two. It's going to take, say, the next 90 days to maybe for them to get to a better place where they can communicate, right? Allegedly, and all for what we don't know. Keeping a promise. Somebody didn't keep a promise. Doing drugs. That came up twice. Somebody might allegedly be partying and having a good time. And ain't that something? Divorce it is. It's on the table. Breaking contract. That's deep. Bank failure. Remember I said something about the money, something about that coins, right? Something about them coins. Trash, throwing away, getting rid of, tossing it out. Remember I said that a person could be looked at as such? But either how, in any way, some people are getting rid of the bullshit. Okay, that is what that card means. Burning evidence, they got that twice. What is up with that? Somebody like to have them a nice time, baby, at the sex shop. Ooh, curiosity. Curiosity killed a cat. Allegedly. Running away. Okay. Betrayal. Deceit, backstabbing, traitors, unworthy of trust. Didn't I say she felt betrayed? It was in the messages, right? Depression. That was in the messages in them 9 of Swords. Private relationship. Ooh. Okay, that's what lies beneath. That was all right. That was a new set of cards. And gave us some messages for damn sure, right? All right, so family. So, storm, unexpected. We know that. The Tower moment. And they can have a little storm ahead. It was in the messages, right? So, attraction, Mars, hot. Yes. Okay, fate, detours, divine intervention. Fated relationship, lack and doubts. Karma, balance, injustice. That's the marriage, that's the divorce, that was temperance with them trying to, find balance in all of this newfound truth. Because truth is here. I can't make the messages. I can't make it. Oh my God. Truth and expression. I said truths will be coming out, right? Forming structure, solid foundation. That is, they have built that, have they not? Past, lack, suffering. The past, a lot of the past is a theme of them. Interesting. Alchemy and ancestor guides. Temperance was there. I don't know their faith, but you know, new ways of doing things could change beliefs. You know, might have been on a long road or this, you know, the foundation moments of what you've been doing, but alchemy, your ancestors might be speaking to you, and you know, maybe the freedom card is them doing, you know, each person on their own path. Everybody has their own destiny. Could be some changes. Change and courage. I just can't make it up. I said, are you serious? Look at that. And I'm sitting here saying changes. Change and courage to do so. Decisions. Stop. Wow. Decisions being made this year, right? Of change and courage. Nurture and compassion. Separation and longing. These two can separate. We saw it in the messages, and in that time frame, things can, you know, turn around. Epiphany, breakthroughs. You see that? Toxicity, bound, and patterns. Patterns may need to be, you know, maybe having a habit of that. This is the year of change and breakthrough, right? Freedom. Been feeling bound. Time to, you know, break free. Freedom, right? Toxicity. I don't even, oh, there. Okay. Let me see if I can slide it back. I'm sorry, y'all. Some toxicity, some situations that might need to be dealt with, right? Through healing and, you know, working on stuff. All right, last messages, and we're going to get on out of here. We've been here for a minute for them. I did not expect that, but it's sure been fun, right? Payback, consequences returning, karma cycle, what goes around. Time to settle accounts, okay? Messages in their energy. Speak up, expressing needs, defending yourself, courage to confront. Your voice matters. All right now, unbothered, peace despite chaos. You know, peace despite chaos. Calm attitude, detachment from negativity, not my drama. So speaking up may be a thing. Someone else may, you know, perception could be unbothered on social media. Look, I can't make up the messages. As soon as I said that, plastic smiles, fake kindness, forced friendliness, hiding resentment behind smiles. Friends in name only, okay? So this could be the energy around them right now while they had to do what they had to do to, you know, before they, look, they got crossroads, important choices, life-changing decisions. Choose wisely. Your next step matters. Could have got caught up in a situationship, unclear boundaries, mixed signals, more than friends, less than lovers. What are we? Let it go. Releasing grudges, emotional freedom. Forgiving yourself and others. Free your heart. Remember, I said it's a lot of freedom in these messages for these two guys, okay? Two-faced, says one thing, does another. Betrayal behind kindness. Pretends loyalty, trust carefully. The imbalance. I told you, loyalty is a theme too in these messages, right? Wake-up call. I can't make this up. Spiritual awakening, sudden clarity, urgent awareness. Can't ignore it anymore. And discovery came, right? No filter, speaking your truth, authentic communication, raw honesty. This is how I really feel. And this is what's happening between these two right now, because we saw that King of Swords and the Queen of Swords in the upright at record-breaking speed. They going at it, right? Allegedly. And as we close out, shadow work, facing hidden fears, exploring darker emotions, accepting imperfections, and meet your darker self. And this is the energy in this new cycle, in this 1 year, that this may be, as they closed out their 9 cycle, before they get to a new cycle, They got to put in the work and do the shadow work. That's why that lunar eclipse card was there. So maybe 90 days, y'all. Messages, news, I don't know. But as the year progresses, we'll see how things go. But, you know, energy always change. And remember, everything is alleged here and in our, you know, my opinion. I love rocking it with y'all. I didn't know this would go this long. But, hey, it's been pretty cool, right? So, I was, you know, keep your notification bells on. More to come. I think Rihanna and B up next. I can't remember the list. But, like I said, it's about, you should be about 3 to 4 more possible celebrity, and then you'll start to see you come up. Like I said on Tuesday, I've been working on some stuff. That's why I had to wash my clothes, put them back on, and keep recording. But I love y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And peace and love, and I'll see you guys soon in the next one, Soul Family. Y'all make sure y'all let me know what y'all think about them, or if y'all hear anything else. All right? Peace and love. Thanks for watching The Common Corner Show. Peace and love, Soul Family, and I'll see you guys in the next one.